So this video is for Abraham and Oxana, and only Abraham and Oxana. I don't want anybody else paying attention to this video except for Abraham and Oxana. So for 40 years, this might sound weird, but my, singular focus, singular purpose is to raise my family in an abuse-free household, in a crime-free neighborhood, in a civil society. And it's taken me, 40 years to get here. Now, it's interesting. I'm here in the San Luis Valley, but I don't think that I'm going to stick it out here. I'm working on moving to Idaho. I just do not like you. I have a stalker. Little Xanis just keeps on stalking the shit out of me non-stop. And apparently, Little Xanis, I had posted a video saying, oh, he felony menaced me. And but he really didn't felony menace me. I suggested because maybe he was just trying to run the rabbits out to the one side, and then there was going to be some other people. Well, guess what's going to fucking happen a month later? He's going to do a loud-ass fucking engine, drive by my fucking house, and he's going to pretend like he's running, rabbits up to a fucking ridge. Now, County Road 9, none of this County Road 9 can you hunt at. You can hunt. There's rules for the National Forest. I don't know the rules for the National Forest, but they got their own rules. The Bureau of Land Management, these are federal jurisdiction. They got the rules here. They got the rules there. And then there's like a little area up on top, but you can't hunt anywhere here on County Road 9. Behind Cooper Mountain, County Road 9, you cannot hunt. And not only can you not hunt in this area, if you got a big ass area and there's one little house on the prairie, why the hell are you going to hunt around the damn prairie house? Why are you going to hunt around the prairie house? You're going to end up shooting a cow or a horse or a goat or something, you piece of shit. We don't need you shooting our livestock, okay? Little Xanis, we don't want you around here. We don't like you. That's the good thing about a domesticated dog is they get rid of your shit coyotes. So it's weird that I suggested that perhaps he was felony menacing me to get the rabbits, and then fucking 1 month later, that's what it looks like they were doing. So the criminals seem to think that the best way to cover up their crimes is to return to the scene of the crime and to continue to do more crimes. It's fucking weird, fucking fucked up to the core, and fuck you, I know what you're up to, Little Xanis. I know what you're up to. So I drive up and around the other ridge. Right? BLM, National Forest, and now I'm on the Toltec Ridge. There's probably about 2 miles from this is Elk Ridge, Cooper Mountain, and then the Toltec Ridge. I would say it's about 2, as the crow flies, as a bird flies, straight line, it's probably about 2 miles apart, 2 to maybe 3 miles apart from the Toltec Ridge to Cooper Mountain, from the Toltec Ridge to the Elk Ridge. So they're 2 miles apart. If you're over here, you think that elk is going to run 2 fucking miles all the way up to you. There's probably about 15 different ravines. It's gonna catch maybe 30 ravines. It's probably like, God, there's so many arroyos out here. But to think that you're actually going to, and then I suggested scaring rabbits. You're just out of here in the middle of nowhere by my house hunting for rabbits? Fuck you. Fuck you. I just keep thinking about what a skeptic would fucking say. You motherfuckers are overly skeptical when it comes to people fucking with me, but if anybody just says something bad about me, you're just gonna agree with it. I got a different story for that, but for right now, BLM. It's just weird that somebody made some shit up and they're like, well, you're not afraid of my darkness, you're afraid of my light. You're afraid of my respectability. You're afraid that I'm following planning and zoning. You're afraid that I'm following planning and zoning. I'm following the laws, and therefore you're going to be expected to follow the laws. You're going to be expected to be a respectable person who talks about voting and talks about insurance and talks about being lawful and doing things the correct way. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you could definitely hunt on, the BLM or their National Forest, but over here you can't hunt. You can't over here hunt on County Road 9. You can't hunt by my house. So all this is more evidence of me having a stalker. I got piles and piles of evidence. When I had told somebody that my dog was ran over and then I suggested who it was, it's public enemy number 1. San Luis Valley, you have a murderer. He's a local. He's a white male and he's a murderer and he goes around murdering people's puppies. And he allows the fucking coyotes and the wolves, they cry. They're such hypocrites around here. They'll cry about the fucking wolves, which are, like eating some cows over in the west or the north end. They're just freaking out about the wolves because I advocated for it. But they don't give a shit about people who run over people's fucking puppies. What are you freaking at? If you can run over a fucking puppy, you should be able to defend your cows against a fucking wolf. And there's an actual law here in Colorado. You're not allowed to worry the livestock. But apparently you're allowed to worry the fuck out of people. But you're not allowed to worry livestock. So if you trust Colorado and the Colorado institutions, you should be able to defend your cattle against not just domesticated dogs if they broke out and for some reason chasing, but they have to be rabid, right? Domesticated dogs aren't going to chase. They'll just chase them until they run away, but they're not going to try to do what a coyote or a wolf will do, right? A coyote or a wolf will try to hunt them down and take them down. So there's a truck, right? There's actually a truck there today, October 20th, 2022. Motherfucker showed up today. Somebody is. But I'm leaving that person be. But they had a camper in the back of their truck and they're parked up here in the middle of nowhere. Just hunting, huh? Or just gonna what? Who knows what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna stay calm and keep reading and writing and keep on walking my dogs. Breathe. I'm working on a poem. We have 25 senses. So if I just keep on reciting my poem, then I can recite my senses over and over again. Review all the 25 senses that I have. So I got a stalker. I got a little stalker. Little Xanis, right? He's over there. I think Little Xanis drives to the left. I drive to the right. Then I drive up to County Road 11. And there's a truck up there, just like I thought. So I'm driving on a dirt road in a remote place, and the truck just keeps on coming. It's only a one-lane road, one-lane dirt road. He just keeps coming and keeps coming. I guess we're going to fucking ram into each other? What the fuck? So sensing some weirdness, I'm videotaping all this, and I completely stop. I don't know what the fuck this guy is up to. And we're playing chicken or something. I completely stop, and I reverse into the sagebrushes, and I make sure I give myself make sure I give me and them plenty of room. And then I let them drive by. Now, the guy, the driver, now he's waving at me. You know, as he drives by, he was waving at me. But it looked like he was going to try to ram me. But that's Tecumseh-ism. You're waving at me? Okay, fine. I'll let you go your way, and I go my way. I'm not looking to confront anybody just yet. It needs to be a 6 or a 7, not a 1 or a 2, just like Deputy Keith Schultz had told me. So I have to ignore the petty shit. And here in Conejos, I only got, 5 times I could call the police? Once you call more than 5 times, then they don't believe you, they don't care about you, then they start harassing you on top of it. But that's really that's what predators do, right? They find some vulnerable person. He don't even have a house. It's not even completed. We'll let our dogs run up there and take all the dog food. Oh, he needs to go drive and get some lumber? Oh, shit, then that means we could go rob him. Oh, what, he needs to go to the place and go to the thing and then get his truck over here? So then that means I could do the thing. Then you, while he's away, you could do the thing at his house. Or how about take me grocery shopping, all okay, and then there's a dump truck in my house, motherfuckers. But I'm not going to worry about I'm not going to sweat the petty things. I'm not going to pet the sweaty things. Just like George Carlin said, it's got to be a 6 or 7 level emergency. And then I'll call the police. I only get 5. I only call the police once here in Conejos County. But, yeah, then I put the video camera down because I was filming him. Since he waved at me twice, I waved back, and then I go about my merry way. That second truck up there, it had 3 people in it, though. I don't know how many people. There's a driver, but I don't know how many people. So at least we got 2 trucks, at least 4 people, maybe more. Maybe a 3rd truck. I can't, really remember if it was the same truck or not. In the sunlight, the reflection kind of makes all the colors look a lot lighter. I remember when I suggested that the public enemy number 1, the guy who murdered Tecumseh, I had suggested it to Courtney and Justin. And Tecumseh was a good puppy. He didn't chase cars. He was a good dog. But I told Justin and Courtney that somebody had murdered Tecumseh, and then I suggested that this is the guy who is public enemy number 1 of the San Luis Valley. And they immediately said that they knew the guy, and they said, no, he didn't do that. He wouldn't do something like that. And then that was it. That was the end of the conversation. Just because he was nice to you one time, so therefore he can't do that. He wouldn't do something like that. You know a better way to react to somebody getting their dog? Okay, you think it's him. I like him. Every time we've had, interactions, why do you think it's this person? Why do you think that person is public enemy number 1? Why do you think that person murdered Tecumseh? What evidence do you have? Oh, he sells water illegally? Okay, so he commits crimes. He's not above committing crimes. What else does he do? Oh, he always drives by your house, too. That's interesting. So that's more evidence, right? You collect evidence, and is it possible that it could be somebody else? Well, yeah, there is a possibility it could be somebody else. Are you 100%? No, I'm not 100%. So if you're, give a damn, right? Okay, defend your friend, but ask some questions. But there wasn't any questions. It was, nuh-uh. He wouldn't do that. But he was nice to me once, so I don't think he would do that. You know what? If you're a human being, this is what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say, damn, man. Sorry to hear about your dog. Sorry to hear about Tecumseh. Say Tecumseh's name. Because I named him Tecumseh because I respect the Native American and I respect my dog. The first dog I ever had, when I picked Tecumseh, there was about 10 of them. And Tecumseh, he was sitting on top of a hay bale and it was real, it was tall. It was like, maybe 3 foot or something. And the reason why I picked Tecumseh out of all the rest of them, because Tecumseh jumped off the hay bale in order to get to me. He was like, God damn, this is the one. This is my guy. No, I'm getting the hell out of here, you all. This is my buddy right here. And when he jumped, he was a puppy. So he jumps off the hay bale and the body hits on the ground. So he didn't even know how to catch himself. He didn't even know how to land. So somebody had suggested that I should name him Braveheart for that. You should have called him Braveheart. I called him Tecumseh, so I kind of did call him Braveheart. You could apologize for that somebody murdered my dog. They murdered the fuck out of my dog, my good domesticated dog that did not chase cars. That was a good dog that stayed on the yard, stayed next to me, stayed by me. There was 2 times it chased a car. The first car was fucking around. You're not allowed to provoke people's dogs. If I drive by your house and provoke your dog, am I a goddamn genius? Am I the smartest motherfucker on the planet? Well, I just provoked your dog. Oh, now the dog's out in the middle of the road. Now I'm gonna run over it? How sick are you motherfucking pieces of shit? How fucking sick are you motherfuckers? Sorry somebody murdered the fuck out of your good domesticated dog. Your dog didn't deserve it. You didn't deserve it. There's some weird shit that goes around here. There's been arsons. There's been a whole bunch of fucking shit. Whole bunch of shit. They're going to let all the sheep-eating coyotes and other dangerous dogs be, but your good domesticated dog, they're going to fucking murder. Why? Because it loves you. They're scared of your light. They're scared of your respectability. They're scared that you're following planning and zoning laws. And since you're setting such a great example, they don't want to have to live up to your example. They're afraid of your light. They're not afraid of your darkness. I'm supposed to be convinced that these good old rancher boys, they got their hands tied when... Okay, no, wait, hold on. Wait a second. But yeah, when the wolves, you're allowed to drive over puppies, but you're not allowed to defend the cattle from a wolf that's eating it. You're stupid. Fuck you. If you're allowed to run over a puppy, you're allowed to defend your fucking cattle. We don't have to watch a wolf eat our fucking calves, and we don't have to watch a piece of shit run over our fucking puppy. You guys are sick sons of bitches. All I want is agree on a common law. Don't go around hitting people, don't go around stealing, don't go around raping, and don't go around murdering. But y'all don't know how to fucking do that shit. You can't reassure me that you ain't gonna do that shit, can you? You can't reassure me that you're gonna be a lawful, good person. Meanwhile, a domesticated dog is peacefully chilling, you fucking murder it, and then, oh my god, these wolves and coyotes are so scared. You left the coyotes. Tecumseh kept the coyotes at bay, just like my dogs do now. So, are the coyotes running roughshod in Costilla County? I don't know. But apparently killing someone's puppy is just fine and dandy and okay, and it's not a crime, and it's not a felony, and who gives a shit, right? You're all a bunch of fucking Xanuses anyways. Now, I'm sure John Wayne Gacy and Jeffrey Dahmer were probably nice to some people, too. But growing up in Kentucky, I'm not fooled by the old golly gee shucks Wally. Oh, golly gee shucks Wally, I'm just a good old country boy. I eat my cantaloupe soup and my cornbread taters, and I wear my overall bibs and chew on this piece of hay right here. Never done nothing to nobody, just feed the chickens, water the goats, clean out the barn, really. Whatever Pappy tells me, that's all I just do whatever Pappy tells me. I'm not fooled by that shit. If anything, that shit is empty and vapid, and I don't believe you. I think you're backwards and stupid and ugly. You believe in science and logic? You believe in community? Do you have any beliefs at all? So you got one truck that, wanted me to, both trucks actually try to provoke me to chase it. The first one drives off to the side. There's a road that I could just duck off to and drive the other direction. But up on this County Road 11, there's only one road up there. And it's single, filer, single. So the other truck is driving northbound on Toltec Road and me southbound. I never drove County Road 11 all the way to its end. I want to see where it ends up, so I'm just freely driving for about 30 minutes or so. I get lost a bit. Eventually, I find the road, and if you're going down, the wrong road, it's never too late to turn back around. So I just kept driving, and then eventually I think I found where the ending was, but it was still another fucking 5 or 10 minutes, and I'm like, I'm just going to turn back around. Couldn't find the end. I turned back around. I got lost. Eventually, I found the dirt trail that was going back, and then I started making my voyage home. So I've been away from that truck. I only came across 2 trucks. I was away from that second truck for 30 minutes, maybe an hour. As I'm coming back, there was one guy that was out of the truck, probably that second truck. One guy was out of the truck, and he was pointing his gun over, southbound towards New Mexico. And I don't know what the hell he was up to because he kind of ran back into the truck real quick, and then they drove, away real fast. Are they trying to provoke me? Are they trying to provoke me to get me to chase them? Again, what is this game? You want me to chase? I don't want to chase you. If you want me to chase you, I'm not going to chase you because I think there's something fishy about this shit. What is going on? My dogs do that. You got a bone in your mouth? I don't really want the bone, dog. But since you're my dog, I'll play with you. You weird stalking little fucking Xanis motherfuckers that keep on stalking me. This just happened October 19th, 2022. I have to fight a felony menace charge. I'm here under a self-imposed house arrest. They're trying to talk about some free speech issue. Not only do I have a right to free speech, but I have a right to remonstrate. I have a right to peacefully assemble. But I'm 50 fucking miles away. I'm 50 fucking miles away. There's no fucking way that anything... I will reassure you over and over again until I have no more soul or humanity left. I'm not going to harm you. I'm not going to hurt you. I very much want to make your life better. And if you can't figure out a way for me to be in your life, and I want to be an important person, I want to make your life better. But if you can't figure out a way, I'll just be off to the side and I'll let you live your life. And just, I live my life, you live your life, and we don't have to be friends. My intentions are good. And I want you to do well. You have a horse? I don't want to steal your horse. He got a horse, so I'm going to take it. No, motherfucker, I ain't like you guys. Oh, he got a fucking gate. He got a new goat. You got some chickens? Good for you. I'm happy if you do well. I'm happy if you do good for yourself. So I just want to explain the sort of the psychology behind all this. I know that everybody isn't out to get me. There's one motherfucker, little Xanis. I know one of these pieces of shit are fucking doing some weird shit. But it could be all of them. It could be all of them. And they could, even if it's not, maybe they're just duped into by little Xanis. But eventually, don't you figure it out? And anyways, eventually I found the road. Because why? Because if you're going down the wrong road, it's never too late to turn back around. If you're going down the wrong road, it's never too late to turn back around. Just keep on going. Just keep on going. No, you got to turn, So as I come back, one guy was out of the truck. He hurries up. He had a gun in his hand, like a rifle. And then they drive about, maybe 1,000 feet. And they're not booking it, but they're kind of like giving, a little gas. Not chasing you guys. I'm fucking driving like 1 mile an hour, slow as shit. I don't even want to give you the slight impression that I might be fucking chasing. I'm just going for a nice country drive. I'm just going for a nice country spin. You all pretend driving around my fucking house hunting it. You're not allowed to hunt around my house, so... But I'm supposed to believe that you're not little Xanis and you're not my stalker. All okay. All okay. But, yeah. So I'm peacefully just behind them. Then eventually they pull off to the side on some sagebrush. 2 of them gets out with guns, and then they start walking off to the right side. They start walking off to the right side to the edge of the gorge, off to the edge of the ridge, so they could start looking right here on County Road 9, so they could look into this arroyo right here by Cooper Mountain, where they're not allowed to hunt. So actually, I think there's a spot up there by the Toltec Trail you're allowed to hunt, so they could have been pointing their guns the correct way. Give them a benefit of the doubt. Maybe they thought I was the wild game warden, And they were like, oh, we're not allowed to point our guns this way. We're allowed to point our guns that way. They put their orange vest on. I like that they were wearing their orange vest. It shows me you're lawful. It shows me you're actually listening to regulations and whatnot. The idea of an orange vest is I'm a hunter right here. I'm not, out in the bushes trying to shoot you. I'm trying to shoot these deers and these elks. So I put on this orange vest. And they held the gun in their hand. It wasn't holstered, so their guns weren't holstered, and it didn't have a strap on it, which, that just means they can turn their gun a lot quicker. I like it when it's holstered or have a strap on. Give me your second or two. If I'm charging or running or something, you know what I mean, then you have plenty of time to, but don't make it seem like you already pulled your weapon. Because if you pull, right, that's the whole point of fucking code duello. That's the whole point of duels. Is one of you is a coward, and the one that pulls their gun first is trying to murder the other one, and so it's up to the other person to pull the gun second. When you pull your gun second, you shot a murderer who's trying to kill you. So that's the whole idea of the code duello. So if any of these folks, I think maybe 2, maybe 3 trucks, at least 4 people. And then I drove past them, and then that was it. Yeah. And then I drive down the hill, and then I'm at my house for about an hour or 2, and then little Xanis drives by my house. Little Xanis is the only person that really visits me, fucking probably a dozen times. But I'm creeped the fuck out. It'd be nice if Christians were organized as, it'd be nice if the angels were as organized as these Xanis McDonalds are. Let's see here. I got some more things, some more details, some more commentary. Now, is it possible any of them could have been innocently just hunting? Maybe. But why did the one guy jump into his truck? Why did he drive up there? Like I said, it could be the game warden, but I suggested one thing, and then they fucking came back and did the same thing I suggested. So I think it's silly to assume all this is normal. That's all normal. You think any of the establishment is sitting there encouraging them to do all this? Perhaps they're just hunting and gathering wood and going on nature hikes by Black Mountain because this area is just so damn great. I'm here now, so I do raise the demand of all the things around here because of that. And like I said, maybe they could be somewhat innocent, but I think at least one of them is my wannabe rapist stalker. Little Xanis is a wannabe rapist stalker. Little Xanis is the nickname that I've given to my stalker. And I only have 1 or 2 stalkers, so they're trying to do psychological terrorism. I don't think everybody's trying to get me. I just think this fucking one little Xanis motherfucking piece of shit is trying to do something to me. And I think I got just a short little list of 10, maybe 20 suspects, and they're just local people that either I know are driving around and being weird and suspicious or are a part of the right-wing sovereign movement. So those are my suspects, the locals or the right-wing sovereign movement, the people that was mentioned in that article. Sometimes 2 men actually have a legitimate beef with each other. One person stole the other thing out, and so they got to, there. Other times, it's just daddy issues. And the 2 men arguing, they're stopping what they're doing, then they're going to organize a fight, go over here, go over there, put on their best clothes, get their vehicle, go over there. It's a date. There's just too much homoeroticism with people just you want to put your hands on me? Man, this little Xanis is such a creepazoid. I feel like if he wanted to put his hands on me and I was to defend myself, I think he'd like it. This wannabe rapist, stalker, I think he's like one of those, people in prison that's like, I like a fighter. I like a fighter. So yeah, okay, meet me at this spot, at this date and time, and then we'll punch each other's bodies for a while. I'll punch your body, you punch my body, and we'll be scrapping, and then maybe later on, hopefully, we'll be tickling and giggling and telling jokes. I imagine the psychology to be like this. Let's meet up to fight. Why? Because my papa beat up on my mama, and I never said a word about it, so I just had to sit around, and I got to be cruel to everybody else I meet, so I feel safe in this world. But my papa beat on mom and I didn't do nothing. I just sat there. At first I wanted to say something, but then like Ayn Rand, I just looked at the powerless with hatred and scorn. I do wonder if, I might be able to push over. I got mother issues. When this shit's happening, it'd be nice if, I think if a white woman was out here, she could call the police and the police would listen and take her serious. And with another person out here, I have two people saying the exact same thing. Yeah, he drove over there, did that, drove over there. It was weird. I don't understand. And then it's a white woman who's feeling weird and scared. But because I'm a man and who gives a shit about men, it's very sexist. Or, you know what? I wonder if it's sexist, like they're defending women, or maybe they just hate men. So they're not defending women, but they're just pretending to defend women in order to hit men. But, it's one thing you hit, Mama. Why'd you just need for me to sit there and watch? So I might be a pushover, but I wonder what kind of people grow up in an abusive household and they admire daddy pounding on everybody. They admire authoritarian fascists. They admire wicked, evil, violent terrorism. You might say not being an authoritarian fascist is weak. Sure, love is weak. Being a humanist is weak. Being a kind, humble, Christian-like, good Samaritan person is weak. Maybe. But that's why you got to go balls to the wall for the good people. That's why you got to... The meek are going to inherit the earth. Why? Because the meek are humble. And the leaders, they can fight amongst each other, but eventually the leaders are going to have to fight for the people. So maybe I should stand up to my bullies better, but I don't know exactly what to do. I don't know exactly. I know they're stalking. I know that they're harassing. I know that it's felony menacing. But to be lawful and honest, you got to be the person who hits the other person second. You can't sucker punch somebody. You have to wait for them to hit you. And then it's on like Donkey Kong. But until then, you got to be calm, cool, collected. Oh, he called you a name. He said this. He said that. This is America. He's allowed to call you names. He can't harass you. He can't just sit there for an hour and just call you an asshole outside your house. But he's allowed to call you an asshole off to the side on the internet. And if you don't like it, quit clicking on the damn thing. I just want Abraham and Oxana to watch this. So to my future kids, this is the shit. I'm trying to provide a safe house and a safe neighborhood in a civil society, a safe civil society for my children. And it's taken me, over 40 years to get to this point. I'm still going to do it. You're not going to stop me. Even if I have to go to jail for 3 years and you want to steal $100,000 away from me, I still intend on raising my kids in an abuse-free household, in a crime-free neighborhood, in a civil society, whether you motherfuckers like that shit or not. Whether you like that shit or not. But if the cops aren't going to stand up for me and they're not going to let me stand up for myself, then Abraham and Oxana, you have no chance here either. So I want you to be lawful and honest. And, if they're going to be on the side of the fucking criminals, I can't teach you to be, good Samaritan when I know I'm going to raise my children to be good people. They're going to embrace goodness. They're not going to be the one who sucker punches or shoots at people first or go felony menacing, shooting at people. Shit. The criminal has to be the one who shoots first. Who shoots first? The criminal. Who punches first? The sucker puncher. That's the law. But once they commit the crime, once the coward pulls his gun first, then the hero saves the day by pulling his gun and gunning down the would-be assassin. If you don't believe in the law, and if you don't have your own personal code, then you've got nothing. That's Bass Reeves 101. That's Willis Russell 202. That's Serpico 303. Serpico. Serpico. Attica. Then I'm coming back to my house from County Road 11. There's one of the guys outside the truck hurrying up to get into the truck. Then they drive a bit on down the way. Then they stop and get out of the truck with their guns. I just drive on by casually, and these two guys get out. I want to say one of them might have been a woman. And I think they're the same guys as that second truck. And I thought I liked them at first, but maybe not. But I go about my day. They seem to be minding their own business, so I drive on down a different hill I never drove on, and then I came back home. And I Facebook Live that downward descent. And I was singing some songs. So, do you think it's over? You think Lil Xanis is going to stop fucking harassing me? You think he's going to stop stalking me? I think Lil Xanis don't know how to fucking stop himself at all. Coming back. More to come.